Let it rip.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's the August 28th meeting of the Board of Sewer Commissioners. And I'd like to call the meeting to order. Start with a roll call.
Scott Sobey.
Bob Scanlon?
Kerry Pastor.
Sandy Slavin.
And Jim Gibberti. Okay, we have a quorum. Citizens petition, we have nobody in attendance here, so. We have meeting minutes from August 14th.
I have reviewed the minutes and find them to be complete and accurate, and make a motion we accept the August 14, 25 minutes as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The minutes for the 1 second workshop, no, I'll do those myself. We got to put them on
Right,
file
I know,
to
I
match the agenda, so.
Right, I
yeah.
understand that, yeah. So you just make a motion, we accept them, is that
No,
what?
not until they're written.
Sound like
That's
a
right,
one
you-
sentence,
that's right.
isn't it?
Yeah,
You got it, okay,
first I
next
have
meeting.
to have them,
right,
and I didn't do them.
understand. Not a problem. Okay, moving along, we have this proposal that Sandy sent to everyone. You both had a chance to look at it.
Yes.
Town charter change proposal.
So what I did is I used the existing section and then inserted in bold what Scott had presented to us. What I did leave out is after the Board of Health, it talked about treated and untreated residential, commercial, industrial, and institutional wastewater outflows. I cut that down to say treated and untreated wastewater outflows. I mean, it's common that if something is listed and it's not included in the list, then it's allowed. By leaving the specifics out, then everything that is a wastewater outflow is included.
Very
Other
good.
than that, I've inserted everything that you proposed, but what I am missing is we require an explanation. I need to be able to put in this document why we're doing this so it can be presented to the selectmen in FinCom as to, no, may not go to FinCom because there's no financial component of it. But anyway, I need to have a fairly short reason as to why we're updating our powers and duties with these bolded statements.
Since I'm guilty of doing this in the first place, I volunteer to write a short narrative explanation for the changes. Would that be okay with the?
That's fine with me.
As long as you allow me to edit it.
Of course.
Okay.
I will draft an explanation.
Yeah, thank you.
How's that?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because I would expect to be able to put something that I think the town
Yeah.
voters, the body would understand at town meeting. Because I have had some pushback from Judy Whiteside as to why we're doing this. So I want to be able to say, all we are doing is better defining what our roles and duties are as we come across with more issues regarding pollution and nitrogen issues. Sorry.
Yeah, and developing technologies, emerging technologies, and so on. So yeah, that's reasonable.
My comment here to this, and appreciated you authoring it, but in the last meeting and discussions we had on this, wasn't this supposed to go to the bylaw committee first?
It's not a bylaw, it's a charter change.
Turns
So,
out,
Can you tell me the difference?
we don't have a bylaw.
We don't have a
No.
bylaw.
well, didn't we vote to send it to charter review or for further
No,
review?
there is no charter review.
Oh, okay.
There's a bylaw review committee, but this isn't a bylaw. There's a town rule charter, and then there's bylaws. And they're two different things.
Yeah, there is no bylaw covering. the
Oh, I thought we voted to pass it along for review to somebody.
Yeah, we did.
Who?
Who?
To the bylaw, it's
Committee.
review committee, but since there is no bylaw,
And legal also, I believe.
Well, it will, when this is submitted, when we approve this, which we probably should do tonight if you would be willing to forego the explanation, it has to go to town council will review it, and that was our legal. I mean, no article goes on town meeting floor unless town council approves it. There could very well be some tweaking of the words in some, whatever it is, but it's up to them to have the, it's up to him to have the final say as to how this is presented on the warrant.
All right, then I'll follow up with the next thought and question I had is, what is our real objective of this whole thing?
Scott?
What are we trying to
So
accomplish?
so currently, the sewer commission covers the sewer system, the plant and the field.
Right,
And the Board of Health covers septic systems. But there are emerging technologies that are going to be neither septic systems per se as defined in Title V,
yep.
or strictly speaking, sewer systems. So what I'm trying to do here is to cover those emerging technologies. And the other thing is the recognition of nitrogen pollution and other nutrients as pollutants, cover them in a broad sense as opposed to just wastewater per se. So because there's a gap essentially between the Board of Health and the Sewer Commission. And that's what this is trying to fill.
And by defining it this way, you're taking out the general concept, be more specific here with the nitrogen, the phosphorus and all that, is that correct?
That's right, yeah. I mean, there may be other nutrient pollutants too that would emerge. I'm not sure, I don't know what they are right now, but these are, nitrogen and phosphorus certainly are the main ones.
Well, you could just put a blanket nutrient pollutants, right? And
Yeah, it could be that magnesium
Encompass
shows
everything.
up at some point. Let's say we have a new industry in town and they're putting out a bunch of magnesium or manganese or cobalt or something that needs to be better regulated. This would put us in a position to be involved in that.
Does it give us any power to stop it?
Let's see,
I've thrown the question out.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I
The
don't think
govern-
we have
yeah.
any enforcement
Policies
powers.
to govern the outflow, so.
say that again, Scott? Would you
The policies, it says here, policies to govern the outflow of nitrogen, phosphorus, or other macro and micro pollutants, micronutrient pollutants.
What does govern mean?
Well,
That's what we just talked about 2 minutes ago, the specific words or the legal words.
yeah, well, let's let Mr. Bowen have a look at the wording and see what he thinks about govern, because that would be,
And that's original. That was not changed.
Oh, I
That
understand-
came out
I
of the existing
understand all
charter.
that, But what, he's asked a question on what are we gonna, what's our
That's why
authority?
I asked the first question, what is our objective?
Yeah.
Don't we want to be able to control that?
yeah, well, like Sandy says, that's part of the original wording of the charter is to govern it. Govern
Okay.
it, so
I
that's not a
understand
change.
that, but it would, again, I'm going back to what is governed, because that was never explained in the original charter. What is our authority to do anything? To what, when it says govern, what do we do?
So in other words, do we need to
What does
write in how we're gonna govern and
Do we
throw that
have
against the
authority?
wall
We
with
don't have
Rich
authority
and
to
see if it
stop
sticks?
somebody? Do we have authority to shut them down? Do we have authority to fine them?
Well, I would think you'd want,
Whatever.
and Sandy, you want to weigh in on this, but I would think you'd want to leave that broad like that.
Oh,
And then we can develop those
Oh,
policies.
I don't disagree with leaving it broad. I just, I am just, curious as to, once it gets instituted, if it gets instituted,
Yeah.
what do we do then?
So this conversation that we had with, I've forgotten his name now, I'm sorry if you're listening in, a couple of months ago, one of the former directors of the plant,
Oh, yes,
we were talking about
Yeah.
when the EDUs.
he was the one that did the EDUs.
Yeah.
Right.
So there was a business out on the Cranberry Highway that was going to have a certain kind of grease pit or whatever it was. And he just went out there and said, no, you can't do that. You have to have this other kind of grease pit, and that was it. There was no arguing with it.
And that's up, based on the Board of Health. It's nothing to do with us, it's the Board of Health.
Well, I forget, maybe it's not a grease pit, but it was, whatever it was he was going to do, they were going to do, he said, no, you can't do it.
Yeah, I
You have to
remember that
do it
discussion,
this
yeah.
way. And so, I mean, that wasn't the commission, that was the director, but, I mean, those two things are related, right?
Right. They are now, yeah. Well, they were, I guess they were then too.
They were
but
then
it was
too,
a
yeah.
But it was a political relationship before.
I mean, there's nothing that stops us from writing rules and regulations, right?
No, I mean, we can set policy. I mean, that's
Yeah.
within our purview right now.
But
So
do we
can-
get to enforce it? Do we get to enforce it?
Well, that's the other second side of that equation. It's
Correct.
just like with sump pumps.
You can have all the policies you have, but we have no legal way. It says we do, but we've never been able to implement it legally, with somebody going out there, with a policeman saying, hey, I'm blocking it.
Correct.
I mean, part of this, I believe, is Scott Kay's responsibility for the day-to-day. If he finds that it is a bad product coming in, I believe Scott Kay, as the superintendent of the sewer plant on a day-to-day function, which is his responsibility, can get it stopped. We can't.
I would hope you'd be able to.
Yeah,
Yes, he is
exactly.
the day-to-day functioning, and we don't want to cross into that,
Not at all.
side.
I agree with that.
The only thing that, that we want to
We can
do
recommend.
is to be able to have the ability to back him up if he needs it. You know.
So would it then be a matter of bouncing back and forth between Scott and us if he needs a...
Scott K.
Scott K, if he needs, I
Support.
don't know, a directive to take care of a certain situation, we could make a policy,
Establish a policy. Yep.
then have him do it?
In consultation with him,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You know, a lot of people don't like the idea of rules and regulations and policies and all that stuff because it seems like, in some cases, overreach or whatever. But what it does is it creates a level playing field, a predictable playing field. So if you have a policy, everyone can read it. Everyone can say, well, I know what I need to do now. I need to have such and such a size of a tank, whatever it is.
How many policies do we have, and who knows where they are? Can anybody today point to me where there are sewer commissioners' policies?
My knowledge, no.
No. They do exist supposedly, and they've been revised every once in a while,
Yeah.
or too old, because they came out of the select board, when the select board passed it over. But I can't go to any place and say, here is our policies.
Right, they should be on the
It
website.
should be
They should be around the five of us.
Yeah, that's right.
Where they most likely are is across the street at the public library,
Or in Jimmy's folder.
where you ask, no, because it's all selectmen policy, and they had meetings once a week. It's all typewritten, and you get to go through boxes by year, searching for what you're looking for. And I can tell you,
Oh, my gosh.
that is not fun. I went through 1977 and partway through 1978 and just gave up because it was ridiculous.
Do you think Scott Kay has them
He should
on
have.
file somewhere?
Because originally, I may have the list at home. I don't have it in the, originally,
I would expect in the Board of Selectmen's office, there could very well be the documentation, because they were sewer commissioners first.
And the answer to that is,
So Jimmy just handed me.
because I was looking up how they originally set
Okay.
EDU rates.
Here is something called Sewer Commissioners Policy on Residential Connection to Sewer Forces, Policy Number 2. Policy Number 4, Policy on how commercial industrial connections are defined.
Yeah, so Jimmy,
So Sandy had them all,
Well,
all
No, I
this, all
don't.
along.
Jimmy just handed me a list that lists 23 of them, the latest being added in 10 years ago, 2015. The first one being 1998. So,
So if we have that list, then there has to be policies to support it.
Yeah, they're probably down at the plant.
this is going to be a homework assignment for somebody to pull these 23 policies, and then we can review them at our leisure?
Oh, you got the list.
Okay, I'll do it. Can I keep the list?
Yeah.
I could just take a picture of it if you want me to.
Yeah, if you would, because that's the only,
Is there
that's
a
the only one
copy?
I've got that I know, that I'm aware of.
It says, at the bottom, it says Rebecca's folder, policy statement index.
Yeah,
Is Rebecca still there?
negative, she's dead.
Okay.
Died, unfortunately.
Scott, where do you think you're gonna find these?
There's a copier in here.
Selectmen's office?
It's okay. Do you want?
We'll
Take a
we'll
copy?
copy it after the meeting, how's that?
Yeah.
And we'll give copies to everybody.
There you go.
And the only other question I had on this rewrite where it says, set rates and charges for the use of the sanitary sewer system. We really have the authority to set a rate?
Yes.
Yes.
We do that now.
About every 2 years. It's been a while.
Yeah, that we're able to do.
What's
Maybe
your
it's been
address,
3 years.
Carrie? We can double yours if you...
I knew that was coming. Okay. But before we vote on this or do anything with it, my recommendation is, can we get some of that feedback on that first?
On what?
On these policies and find out what we can and cannot do, or what areas we can step into? Do we need to have this?
My time frame is I do not believe, will we have another meeting before this is due?
When is
We
it
got a
due?
meeting in 2 weeks. When is this due?
Isn't it the second week in September?
We'll have a,
So let's approve, let's approve it now. We can always retract it if we need to, or modify it. The issue, I think, Gary, is that you don't know what's in these policies, right?
Correct.
So I think that's a separate issue. Because the policies flow from the authority of the commission. And the authority of the commission is established by the charter.
Right?
but everything that's in here right now, can't we just adopt a policy for, if we want to address micronewton pollutants? Establish a policy for that? Establish a policy for
That's a really good question.
environmental concerns? I mean, we can, it seems to me that,
Why don't we just set up a meeting with Rich this week,
okay,
or next week,
Yeah,
next
let's do-
Thursday, and
today's Thursday.
just go over it. And
Over
see if
what?
we,
The article?
Yeah,
yeah, and see if it's needed or not.
that'd be a good idea. I think, you know,
That the article is needed?
Rich is gonna have input
Yeah,
in this
he's
one way
gonna
or
have
another
input
anyway.
1 week,
So that's,
and then we meet again September 11th. So what date do we have to,
I believe it's the 15th.
okay, so we have time then. We'll meet with Rich next Thursday, and we'll know. And on
Okay.
September 11th, we can,
Then we need
Yep.
approval of the board that the chair of get permission from Judy Whiteside as chair of the select board to take time with Rich Bowen.
is that a motion?
I don't know.
yeah, you have to have a motion.
I know, but I'm asking, this is what I'm thinking, that we make a motion that the chair of the sewer commissioner ask Judy Whiteside for permission to speak to legal counsel regarding our article, or
And,
powers and duties.
and if we don't get time with Mr. Bowen, then what?
Then we're in the same boat on September 11th.
Then it goes to Rich without his approval, for his review without us.
Without a discussion with him first?
Yes.
And then it would have to come back to us for revision, and now we're past the due date.
That's right. So, I'm sorry, we either do it or we don't do it. We do it. I believe we do it, as it is right now. Speak to Mr. Bowen to talk to him about the impact of all those policies and procedures as it might have on the article. It's not to change the article with Mr. Bowen, it's to say, what is the impact of the policies and procedures? Policies.
Yeah, and part of the issue is that you can't pass a policy that is beyond the scope of what's allowed in the charter.
And if we find that, once this has been submitted to council for final review, that it's flawed, we pull it.
Yeah,
But so, right now, there's a motion on the floor for, the, chair to meet with town council.
I second it.
All in favor?
excuse me, I thought the motion was for the chair to ask for time from the select board.
That's part of the policy, all right. We have to approve the chair to approach the chair of the select board to meet with town council.
Right, I think that's the motion on the floor.
But I can't make that chair of the select board approve or disapprove it,
Right.
so.
So all we can do is ask. So
Yes.
if we vote yes, that means Jimmy is going to ask Judy for time with
The
council.
chair.
Is that
I'm
the
not gonna put
motion?
I'm not gonna put a name to it, the
Okay, yeah.
chair.
Is that the motion?
The chair, yes.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 And, you know, the other thing is that Mr. Bowen may have other suggestions.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, beyond what we've already asked for. Maybe he's thought of things, or maybe the, other departments in the town have other, well, I don't know what I'm saying, never mind.
Oh, you're right.
Well, anyway, if we
Yeah, I
talk to him
understand what
next week and he makes suggestions, we can add those suggestions
Yeah, and
and
we'll have time.
re-vote on it on the 11th before
Right.
the 15th where it has to be
And he may
submitted.
actually know what some of this is. He may actually know.
He may, yes.
So,
All right. Okay,
So there would be, right now, no action on the pending article.
correct.
That was a waste of 4 hours.
no, it wasn't.
Well, you don't
Yeah.
know.
Not everything goes the way you think it should
No, I
go.
was hoping.
I think Sandy's right, though. I think we voted to move this forward to the bylaw review committee. I think we should vote now to move this forward pending review or something, or notwithstanding the review by the town council, the town's general council.
No, I just hope that on next, a meeting, we have a quorum in order to make that happen.
Well, regardless of whether we have a quorum or not, if Rich comes back with something that he doesn't like that we need to change, and we need to change it on the 11th, whether we have a quorum or not, the article's not gonna be good, right?
It depends on what the change is.
It depends on what the change is, and
Because
we
it could
don't.
very well be, I need a semicolon when I don't
we-
have it.
Yeah, but we don't know what the change is, and we can hope that it would pass, like you would hope that it would pass today, and something will come up and it won't pass. So, the 11th comes before the 15th. I don't know, yes, if everything goes well and he says it's great, and we can vote on it tonight, hoping that it goes that way next Thursday, then yes, that's good. But
Or
if
you
there's a
wait-
change,
Or you wait for the explanation to be added.
exactly, and then we vote on it on the
Okay.
11th.
And it's done.
But if there's any changes to be made, positive or negative, and there's no quorum on the 11th for whatever reason, then nothing's gonna happen anyway. You know, it's either gonna go to town meeting and get shot down,
Or the worst
Okay.
case, or the worst case scenario is I can we can
We cannot vote
Call the
via,
members individually and set up another meeting.
post another,
Yeah, exactly, but I mean.
48
to-
hours.
To call the members and see if they can make another meeting. And just set the time and place.
now
so we
who would go with the chair to see Mr. Bowen?
can- Probably Bob,
Yeah,
if he's willing.
Oh, well, I mean, since I'm the one who put
Do you
these
wanna
things
go? Yeah.
together,
You
can
offer
go.
it, I don't care.
why wouldn't he meet with all of us?
because then it's a meeting.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I'd like to be there since I put it
Okay.
together and I'm writing
I would
this.
say,
list.
since
fine.
you authored it, Scott,
Yeah.
you authored it,
I did.
you wordsmithed it, so hop on the pony and go for a ride and
Is
see
that
him.
okay with you,
Sounds good to
Sandy?
me.
Right?
I don't have a problem with that.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll get out the narrative explanation, the brief narrative explanation sometime this weekend.
I can add it to the document and send it to you.
Yeah, so if you have responses, though, send them back to me individually, don't reply all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, next. I put in here finance position because with everything we've got going on right at the moment and then everything we've got in the works to happen or would like to see happen coming down, I think we need somebody that's more attuned to finances and to be able to handle that and direct all finance questions and explanations to him. And I'd like to suggest Kerry for that position.
A fine idea.
Outstanding.
Well played, Jim.
Why is everybody looking at me?
I haven't heard a comment from you
Haven't
yet,
heard any support or
or negative.
negative from you.
You didn't have it. You're right, you haven't. I'm trying to say how we call, what we call that position. Or just say that we.
Scrooge?
He our financial advisor.
He could be Scrooge.
No,
Scrooge
advisor,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would like to think it's more of an interface between us and the accounting department. Because, right?
well,
I mean, I'd like the idea, all of a sudden, I'm seeing warrants of what has been approved last payment.
right.
Those should be coming to us all the time.
Well,
Will be.
these are things we're getting into.
Yeah.
You can call me anything, but never late for dinner.
So I'm trying to think of the,
Well, we don't want to have all of us traipsing into the treasurer's office all the
exactly.
time.
we can't.
I know, but if they know of a contact person,
Gonna call him Grand Poobah of Finance?
Works for me.
I'm trying to think of the title.
Finance manager.
liaison,
Yeah, Finance Commissioner. A Finance,
Finance.
Finance Liaison.
Yes.
Yes.
How about czar?
How's that? Yeah,
TSAR or CZAR?
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
yes, they are.
I make a motion that Carrie Pastor become our financial liaison with all activity, all financial activity for the sewer department.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 This is kind of analogous to when Bob was doing the, what do you call it?
Abatements.
The abatements, and, yeah. I like it.
You know that you've been elevated to the top of the heap?
Elevated. Okay. Just as a, can I cut 1 minute, Jim, on?
Yeah,
the
go
meeting?
right ahead, you're up,
Just
you're
to
on.
get, inform the other three here. Jim and I met with Scott Kay back on August 18th, 11 o'clock in the morning, to discuss the budget process. Unfortunately, in my world, I don't call it a budget. It's just a laid out of per annum expenses and what they see coming down the path. And I say it's not a budget process because they don't operate and manage anything to a budget. All right? But that's just the way it has been. So it was a little bit of an eye-opener, but I've already met with them twice in the past, so I kind of understood what was going on. I got a better idea, my third time around, of how the current system works, in order for them to put a budget together for us. I've learned that they can do things in a lot deeper than I was originally informed of, but it's gonna take a slow process to get there. But I found the attitude from Scott to be very positive, that they wanna get there, which puts a tremendous amount of strain on, Vicky down there. And I will say again, I think I've said it in another, public meeting, that we're gonna need some assistance, some help, labor help, to help her out. I also learned about the role of town hall, the people up there in that center, and the timing issues in reference to getting a budget. And I say that with a caveat because we had a brief discussion about what we want, what we'd like to see, and when we would like to see it in the last meeting. Remember that? Someone said it may be every 2 months, every 3 months, maybe twice a year, right? I learned about all this and why it comes about, and understand that up there to what they do down at the office down there. So what I want to do is get with each and every one of you, have a conversation about what you'd like to see in a budget, when you'd like to see it, okay? And what you think is important for us to operate the
Is
business.
this budget the operation of the plant?
Everything included that we can get our hands on for the current system. There are some things that the town does up there, they automatically download expenses into the budget format that they have. I'm gonna use the term, was it capital expenses, Jim?
Right.
Something like that, that we have no control over, okay? When we asked questions where we wanted to drill down between the pumping stations, can we see labor assigned to each one of the pumping stations when they have a breakdown? Yes, you can. How are we gonna do it? Scott says, we're working with tablets now. So my people are gonna be trained in order, so when they go out on the job, they're gonna be typing up basically what I would call work orders, and that time will be given to Victoria. Vicky, and she will be plugging it in. So we'll be able to see from a pumping station, which ones cost us the most.
So that's expense, that's cost,
That's cost, right?
because we don't budget by station.
Not yet, we can, but see, we have the capabilities, we just don't use it right now. So the more you start to drill down, and the more Scott's on board with it, with some help, because we do need help, time, labor, help, we can get there. It may take several months, but we can get there. I was quite impressed
Yeah.
that what they can do versus what I thought they couldn't do back in my first meeting 2.5, 3 months ago.
Well, back then, they couldn't do it. He's just getting into doing some of that now.
Right. So I would like to, each and every one of us has individual thoughts of what we think a budget is, how we like to manage to a budget, how we want to hold Scott Kay and his department accountable for that budget, all right? And have him answer questions about it, because now we'll be able to see it. When do you want to see it? I'd like your input on that, and we go from there. Then we get this, we can have the framework, and we get to have him start to design it with Virginia down there and put it together. But I think before we get too deep down the road, we gotta have some ability to hire someone once we get rolling. And I don't know how that happens from a public sector standpoint here.
Yeah, it disappeared off the agenda. It was on there a couple meetings ago.
Yeah, I don't know, well,
Who does the agenda?
I do. I just forgot to put it on. We had
Sorry,
a discussion with Scott, and he's ambivalent
Because I
on
guess
that.
this discussion was no one could come up with a description of the job, which is why it was dropped.
Yeah, I've seen one, and I'm sure I have it, I just can't find it. It's not in my stuff here. So
Because the one we
I will
got
look.
was a very high level.
Yeah,
And also, I had a discussion with Scott, and Jim was there, that not only talking about the numerical side of this and how we want to manage the business, so to speak, is also that we have the ability on a monthly basis, every 2 months, to know every contract we have, what's coming due, an expiry date, right, for everybody we're doing business with. I mean, this is great what we got here tonight, the AP side, and I was asking questions earlier about who are these people, right? It starts to make sense now, I get it. But if we don't know that we're doing business with the Kerry Pastor Uniform Company, and that has a contract for 3 years at X amount of dollars, and all of a sudden it shows up, oh, we gotta go out to bid, who's actually doing the bidding for us? How does that take place? I know in my past life, I know how it works, but we all should know together.
But does the office today keep track of how much been spent for each one of our contracts? She must
I'm
do
told
that.
that they
She
do.
does that.
They do, but
Okay.
that's work, it's more work. It's not part of their normal routine right now.
That's right.
Well,
until
no,
we-
it's, they don't keep track, they don't keep track today of what they've spent against a budget, contract?
They do.
Oh, I thought I got
Well,
confused.
they do and they don't, because she signs off on it, she puts it in the system before she sends the invoice up, okay? If they didn't do that, the town would take maybe 3 or 4 weeks, and that expense for that month does not show up in that month. It gets carried over to the next month,
Okay,
so they don't do any accruals. But she has to do that, and she has to be on top of it.
now, it's my understanding that the accounting department also will not pay anything until they can find that the money is in the contract to cover it. So we have two people doing the same thing?
I don't believe so. I've never heard of that. I know they have to have money to cover it, but
Accounting will not pay a bill if there is a contract that isn't extended correctly, or, I just had a $200,000 bill rejected because the contract wasn't extended,
Didn't have the right comma in the right place.
whatever it was. I mean, it's just, it happens. They watch out for that too.
well, I can see that,
I mean,
check and
so
back.
here is a contract for $50,000 and you're looking, and you've already spent 45, I can't pay 10. They do that. That's part of their job up in the office.
Correct? And that should be, Virginia should know that too,
Oh,
I'm
Vicky,
sure she
yeah.
does.
right? So, but I'm saying when it gets paid, it should be recorded in the month that it gets paid, or we.
Which is why
actually-
we now have a warrant. We used to always get this warrant, and a couple of years ago, it stopped coming.
From what I understand, they don't accrue any expenses down there to go up here. So if she sends something out the last 2 or 3 days of a month, and they get it up there the day before the month end, if it takes them 3 or 4 weeks to get paid, that's when that expense is
When it's
listed.
actually paid.
Right,
That's where you have the problem.
that's where you have a
year end.
problem.
So I appreciate,
That
Carrie,
was-
what you're doing here. I think it's really important. Go back to the town charter, under the Board of Sewer Commissioners shall provide oversight over the sewer enterprise fund. And that's something we've not been
Yeah, you
doing.
see, I have it underlined, because my question was, I don't know what the sewer enterprise fund is.
That's our free cash.
Well,
Isn't it everything?
No,
and the other thing I learned is how this public sector sewer in the town define retained earnings. That's quite an interesting history lesson I received on that. So, but I think for us, to manage the business, i.e. the sewer department, we need to know what we're spending on labor, capital funding.
Yeah.
The major events we have in here with the, we've got the pump stations and all that, and really understand and get a handle on it. Now, it can't be accurate because, it can't be really accurate because when Kerry Pastor works on a pump station for 8 hours, his payroll's coming through on a weekly basis, it gets recorded against a payroll expense. He's gotta allocate through his new tablet, 8 hours went to pump station A, hypothetically, right? And then she's gonna put a dollar rate in. Maybe it's generic for so many dollars per hour for every single person, and that's it, we'll have an idea.
and
So would everybody be welcome to me calling you and setting up some time to find out
Yes.
what your thought is?
Yeah.
All right, with that, I will cease and dismiss any more conversations.
And part of that, we need to extend. Judy asked Scott Kay to close out a bunch of articles at the end of FY '25 because they were closed out, and those funds have been returned to our retained earnings, so that helps us. Because part of the responsibility is keeping track of all our should I say, capital items as to whether or not something's been completed or not, and whether or not the balance can be returned for funds to be used for future. And that's part of this, is I'm looking at, one of this goes back to Fall Town Meeting of 2014. So it's that type of paperwork that needs to be reviewed.
Well, it can only be reviewed if we consistently see it on a monthly basis, over and over and over again, so we're all acclimated to what's taking place. These surprises like we had a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
Right, I mean, that's, pardon my French, horse manure.
That's because, yeah,
And I understand why, I know what happened.
the report needs to say, here's our budget, and this is what we spent, and this is what we are percent of budget.
Well, and also what we spent per contract.
Well, part, yes,
Yes.
but I'm talking of day-to-day expenses, like a laborer on a particular, here I am, my labor cost. Well, I budgeted X and I now got Y. I need to know before it became more than 100% that it was happening, which is why we got in the issue of year end. So to me, each line item on the budget needs to be compared against what has been paid against that line item.
So that goes back to what Scott just said, provide oversight at this, of the sewer enterprise fund.
Yes.
That when they do the budget, there isn't just two people approving it.
That's right.
We've all looked at it prior to it being signed off on.
And
it.
ask questions.
Ask questions. Right now, I don't believe you've ever had that capability, is that correct?
That's correct.
As Scott said, we were
I'm
surprised.
not being negative, I
Yeah.
just want to do something.
Scott said, looked at me at town meeting, is that our budget?
I can see exactly how it's done. It's quite simple.
But, okay,
All right, I will be in touch with you over the next week to 10 days. Have a chat, cup of coffee someplace if we can. Only two of us at a time, Sandy. Thank you. I just want to say that publicly.
thank you. I know, I'm a stickler for open meeting violations.
Okay. Moving on. Reorganization of the board.
You want me to sit over there now?
Next to Sandy.
No, I need my space.
Yeah, so what is this reorganization of the board thing?
This,
All right.
this is,
At the beginning of each fiscal
want to make
year,
changes?
the boards go through and review their chair, the vice chair, the clerk, and vote to continue them or change them.
I move to continue the three positions just stated.
I second.
Chair, vice chair, and
Clerk.
clerk.
I second the motion.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Follow-up discussion, is this done on a per-annum basis? Every year we do this?
Beginning of each fiscal year.
Okay, all right, okay. All right. Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Abstain.
Okay. So that's 4-0-1. Okay, canal outfall. I think we need to just keep that kind of at the top of the heap, because going forward, an outfall of some type is going to be necessary for us to continue to expand any place. We've discussed and had a discussion with GHD about the potential of running the outfall after the problems we've run into with between the railroad and Cranberry Highway, is potentially taking the outfall down Great Neck Road through the
Or
woods down there.
underwater. Or underwater.
Yeah, depending on where we're gonna, what you're gonna get into.
May not be all the way down Great Neck, we might be able to have a point in which we can put a pipe up. But the idea is that we want to output to the canal.
Yes.
Right.
How we go hasn't been discussed, hasn't been finalized yet, but
Oh,
I
no,
think
not-
the
No.
output was going to the canal.
Right, and as I say, the discussion that what's been going on right now is potentially going out that Great Neck Road direction. And if in fact that is a practical way to go, that would allow us to do one trench, two pipes, one in and one out, and be able to then look at bringing sewer to that whole area down there and tie in everything.
Do we know if, oh, I'm sorry.
ahead.
Do we know if Sarah was able to get Derek's signature for the, was it the CWMP?
MIPA,
MIPA, yeah,
I don't know. He didn't
okay.
say
Because
it.
that was the first step.
Yep.
Right, because it's $91 million estimate, and
I mean, yeah, I mean, and that number's, well, put that one on the corner for a second. If we go out the Great Neck Road direction, then that gives us the opportunity to spend money one time to, one, put the pipe out, and number two, sewer that area. Because you dig the hole, you put two pipes in. That would also pretty much take us off the hook on nitrogen problems that have been addressed through the CWMP. That would take care of.
Because we could pick up Edgewater. We
We
could
could pick up everything.
We could pick Agawam Beach. We could-
Everything.
We could, Little Harbor,
Little Harbor Estates.
including Jimmy's.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a triple
Little Harbor
win.
Estates,
It's a triple win and
oh, yeah.
the most bang for the buck that we're ever
by
gonna
far.
get.
And I mean, and it would bring, by doing that, I believe it would then would put the cost more in a realistic framework for all of the homeowners.
so that $596 million estimate for the CWMP, that doesn't include all of, the draft CWMP doesn't include the sewering of all of Great Neck, only the proximal end, the land that's closest to the,
To the pipe.
to the mainland.
Right.
And so, would the whole CWMP have to be altered then to take account of this big change? I mean, it'd be nice to have
No,
that
'cause
big
it's-
map.
Well, it doesn't have to be altered, but it would, we'd be
It'd
credited,
be updated.
you know,
that's
it'd be
all.
updated. So, I mean, it's gonna be balances. If we get to the canal, then our burden of meeting the nitrogen limits is lessened.
And some of the sites that we're talking about sewering is included in the plan already.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's only a small part of that peninsula, though, the purple zone. Once again, I wish we had a nice big map of that CWMP.
Yes.
The, you know, the zones 1 and 2.
Can't someone make that for us so we can have it in this room at all times?
Well, we keep asking GHD for it.
Because once we have that outflow, then we can easily bring in the other purple sections,
Exactly.
because we can't do Glen Charlie, we can't do the old drive-in until we have a better outflow.
Thank you.
So it's
Saying
a
that from day
start.
one.
Once we have the outflow, then we can make our $2 million capacity that the plant can handle.
And we've looked at options.
And on
The
the,
options that we've looked at haven't been productive. We haven't been able to find a groundwater discharge area large enough to make any sense that's even available. So that one's been,
and on this
pussyfooted
map,
around.
can we overlay the old drive-in area for those of us who were
It's the,
born later than?
it's the purple section just
You know,
north of
you
Agawam
know,
Beach.
You're obviously too young to know what
Yeah,
a
well, I
drive-in
just wanna
is.
bring us into the, you know,
I
21st.
remember me and my 27 friends in the trunk of a car going to the drive.
A date with Alan to see Star Wars for the first time, if we saw it.
Should I move that GHD doesn't get one more penny until we get our big map?
I wouldn't pay
Second.
them. Why can't we get this?
I don't know.
Can we put pressure on them?
Okay, wait a
about
minute.
Payment?
Let's.
Back up one second, can I ask a question? What, map, what do you want the map of?
The proposed sewering areas
Yes.
Okay,
in,
purple
in
and green.
colored, wide,
It was
purple.
and green.
Yeah.
But blown up so we can read neighborhoods and names and all that, and I understand what street I'm looking at. for
With
people that
special
go in this
consideration
area.
of showing
It's a lot
the old
quicker.
drive-in.
oh, drive-in particularly.
Particularly.
Gotcha.
Oh, it's, the
Even if-
drive-in area is opposite Highway Concrete
I
on
don't
Route
wanna hear any more
28.
about the drive-in.
Even if we just get an electronic version, we can take it over to Office Max and have it printed up big, but we just need to have,
I'll give them a call
we need to
tomorrow.
get
It's
it.
a lot easier to
We have a printer
discuss.
capacity to handle that in the planning department. It's-
Okay.
It's just getting them the data to print it.
Okay.
Are we gonna need a
Okay.
vote to use the printer in the planning department?
Do we need a motion?
We have
for
a
that?
motion on
No,
that?
no. Keep in mind, what percentage of our budget goes to goes to the general fund to cover the cost of the town hall supporting us?
The shared service centers, so to speak.
Yes, there is a
You
percentage.
don't know.
Oh, yeah, there is a percentage of the budget.
So they can print
There's
us
a
a
dollar
map.
Does it
figure, but
cover-
I don't know the dollar figure, but
The dollar
X
figure was
percentage.
$850, I think it is.
Because I can
But I
remember
can't
how
tell
many
you what
years
the
ago
percentage is.
did we lost the town administrator because he refused to change the percentage, and we lost the town administrator.
Does that provide for us using the planning board's
Yes,
printer? Or
yes.
are we gonna incur extra charges?
No.
This
Admin-
needs to be
Admin
discussed.
support from town hall, collecting our taxes, et
So
cetera.
Jimmy, are you looking for any action on item E?
No, I'm just gonna
Paul?
call them tomorrow.
Okay.
On that, just gonna do it. I'll give them a call tomorrow, find out, if it can be electronically
Okay.
shipped to them, then
Do
I'll
we
have her
need to
do that.
give you authorization to talk to the chairman
out.
of the
Give me
select
a-
board
Yeah,
so you
it's
can
probably,
speak
it's
to
probably
the planning board?
necessary. I mean, I don't wanna do it,
All right.
you can't just arbitrarily.
There we go.
But
It's
we do wanna-
evolving.
Gotta have this.
I like it.
But we do want to find out about the MIPA thing, right? Whether that was approved also.
Yes, that would be
Just-
handy.
that's- I'll tell you.
Okay.
I like, yeah, well, Sarah will know. She was gonna, I don't know if she was able to get a hold of him Monday or not, because I certainly couldn't get a hold of him Monday.
Yeah, it's
Or
not
Tuesday.
included in
I
the
didn't think so.
packet.
You won't get it tomorrow, that's for sure.
That's for damn sure.
Not until
Unless I call him,
Tuesday.
home phone.
Tuesday, earliest.
Yeah, well. Sandy, if they've got this in electronic form, could Sarah just send it to the planning board?
I would tend to think you could send it to,
Send it to Josh. Right?
it depends on how, yeah, I would say, Josh,
Josh
Or-
Faraday.
Sonia, the secretary, but I would say send it to Faraday.
Okay.
And then he can then delegate who he might want to send it to in his staff, as opposed to us making that decision.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Can I say something
Certainly you can.
philosophically and,
Uh-oh.
no, since I've been coming here, Scott's just said, Becky wants to hear what this is gonna be. We discuss a hot topic or subject at this meeting, at our meetings all the time. And I'm looking at a way of how do we accomplish these things? And what I'm saying, I believe that there are critical success factors for every business to run, that they have to be very good at these critical success factors in order for them to reach their objectives. And I'd like to see us list out in every meeting we have, discuss the top 3 or 4 objectives that we, as the sewer commissioners, want to complete in the town of Wareham. And if it is this pipeline we're talking about, the race to the canal, that what happened in the last 2 weeks? What have we done about it? So we consistently move forward to get there. Because sometimes I think we start, we backtrack, we go to another subject matter, this comes up, and this, what we talked about originally, objective gets put in the back burner until someone brings it up again, it becomes on the front burner.
It gets forgotten.
Well, okay, so why don't we avoid that trap of forgetting things by having it as, what do we want as a group to say, here are the 4 or 5 items that we want to accomplish over a 1, 3, or 5 year period. We may not have all the strategy or the tactical way of getting there, but at least we gotta understand the critical success factors for us to do it.
There you go, you got yourself a project.
Can I just,
Nope.
no, I understand, but I need input from people to say, well, what are we trying to do? all right? Because I would never understood that the concept of getting to the canal, the race to the canal, as I was originally told it was, unless we have the pipes, right? Not the pipe, the pipes, because it makes sense. I agree with that. So how do we get that done? What moves us to move people in this town to get it done? I mean, with a little engine, Roger, I'm sorry.
No, go.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I know what you're saying, and the canal thing has been like on again, off again. Not that it's been ignored, but you go for stretches where there's nothing you can do other than talk about it, because you can't move it forward because it won't move, because you have to, well, MIPA is one. That MIPA is, in order to get to the canal, you've got to do a certain number of things.
Well, why don't we have
Before-
all those things we have to do and start checking them off?
And they're being done now. I mean, they're in the process of. One's been done, and that's the CWMP. That was the first thing that had to be done. Now, there was a form that had to be filled out and sent now to MIPA, which I believe has been accomplished. It was all dependent on Derek's signature. That goes to them, and until they act on it, we can't do anything else.
We can track it.
We can try. I mean,
Yeah.
the canal, we talked about, another hot subject I've learned, this nitrogen thing. What are our goals? What are our plans, the critical success factors that are needed in order to minimize the nitrogen issue? Every discussion, every meeting, we should have a discussion about where we are with it. That's my thought on it.
And
What?
Go ahead, Sandy.
as much as that is critical, we have to talk about the pipe from Narrows to, if I take a look at
Yes.
my projects, if I take a look at the project, the first thing on my plate is to finish the projects at the sewer plant. The
Thank you.
next thing is that force main from
The Narrows,
Narrows all
to
the
the
way
plant.
down to the,
Sandwich Road to the
yes,
plant.
to me, that's our next priority.
Yeah.
And we don't have funding for it, do we?
It's $24.6 million.
We don't have approved funding for
We don't
it.
have a
But-
number
but
for
hold
it.
No, 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 no. We don't have an engineering plan. That's next.
I understand that.
But I need
That's-
funding to do an engineering plan.
We
What-
have got,
Funding.
how much funding have we got already?
There's
for
6
that?
million?
I think it's 6 million already.
I thought that got reversed.
You see, that's,
No, we didn't reverse it.
I threw out the nitrogen just as a subject matter. I know there are the other things, how we list them as important on the list, prioritizing, I agree with you, Sandy, we have to do that. But then we gotta find out what are the barriers and the obstacles that are stopping these things from getting done. You just threw things out to me that I never even knew about, and I've been involved now for 6 or 8 months. But I imagine when we start to see the budget and the capital spending, Don's gonna break a marblehead, and I'm gonna start to see what the problem is, right?
Okay, we approved the force main from the Narrows to the plant in $6 million in October 22 town meeting.
And what have we done about it?
Well, we've got an engineering plan that presented to us, a proposal presented to us
A month ago.
a month ago.
Right.
But wait a minute, did we rescind that?
Don't you think we should, I'm not being critical,
remember
we
it
should
being
all know
rescinded.
this right off the top of our head, so to speak?
I don't believe it's been rescinded. I don't, well,
So, Carrie, were you here at that meeting when they presented on the Narrows Force Main?
I was not.
At the plant,
At the plant, yes, the 3 gentlemen that were there,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, so just for the public's memory, so 5 years ago, an engineering firm evaluated the force main running from the Narrows pumping station down Minot Forest Avenue across the river to the plant. And they gave a life expectancy of that 0 to 5 years before failure. And we're 5 years out from that.
We're 5 years out.
So that line needs to be replaced, and in the engineering world, their best case scenario would be to, instead of go down Minot Forest Avenue with all of its problems with the development that's been there, would be to go down Sandwich Road,
Correct.
which was a more direct
Right.
way to do it. The issue there is that it's a state road, and so there's a little bit more licensing and
Right,
study and all
we're in
that
a
kind of stuff.
conversation, right?
Right, and the preliminary number they gave was $24.6 million for that. So, I mean, that's kind of a summary of where we are with that. And at the last meeting, I asked Scott Crayenzel, what happens if we have a failure right now, if the pipe bursts in an area? And they have a contract, apparently they have a contractor all lined up. They go in and they pump at the same time, and they dig up the hole and they put a patch in. So, I mean, okay. Anyway, that's where
But
we are.
if I was to look at my priorities,
Yeah.
it's pushing hard to get it. If we have $6 million for that, what did we refer it as to, improve force main, that's a start,
Yeah.
and only a start. But if we've got to get that engineering plan on our plate so we can start putting some estimates as to what it's gonna cost to do it. I mean, it's,
Well, I agree, and what I'm saying, Sandy, is not the topic, is that it's the same thing as the score sheet with the expiry dates of the contractors. Here are the things we want to accomplish, these are the dates, the things we have to get done, and we should be going through monthly or whatever it is, and checking them off and getting them done.
the Open Space Committee has a 7-year open space plan. Here are our targets for the next 7 years, what we want done. And every 7 years, we say, this is what we've accomplished. We need to have that similar thing here. Here is our projects that we want to have done, and be as specific as possible.
And find out how we overcome
And
obstacles.
then we say, okay, what's preventing that from moving on? Well, we don't have any money. Well, then go to town meeting and get some money. Because if I take a look at our loans, what is it? What do you call them? Debts.
37 million for the plant upgrades, 36 million?
Well, that is allocated,
Okay.
okay? The 6 million for the main has been, for Narrows has been allocated, but we don't know what it's gonna cost to actually lay that pipe. That's the next thing is, come on, give us an engineering plan and with it, a cost estimate, so we can go get funding.
When you say give us, who's the person that's?
Engineer,
It's Weston and Sampson,
Okay,
yeah.
who's
They're-
been doing that
They're
work.
currently working on it, yeah.
but is anybody kicking them in the derriere to make sure that,
Well, they're the ones that gave the presentation a month ago.
I don't mean to be harsh.
So they are working on it, and what did they say? They were a year and a half out from this actually being completed,
So now we're at the 0 to
project, so-
6.5 year issue.
well, no, they had another way of doing it that got, and was almost approved, or it was in the final stages anyway of.
That was the
And
lining
then
it.
it realized that it wouldn't work. There was,
Well, the lining,
there was a
the
problem with the
lining
liner.
was not compatible, wasn't workable.
And the other benefit to going down Sandwich Road, rather than just trying to revamp Minot Avenue, is that it allows us to hook in surrounding areas that need to be sewered as part of the CWMP.
Right.
So there's a lot going forward, and some of that $24.6 million would be part of that $596 million estimated in the CWMP.
Because if we get that pipe down Sandwich, it wouldn't take much to do a pipe under the Agawam River to pick up that piece of property opposite Highway Concrete, which is known as the drive-in. I mean, right there. They're right there, just across the river.
Yeah.
Well, you do like you did at Briarwood, put one pipe in, put water and sewer through, and you do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, it's water, Tuesday,
Yeah.
Thursday, Saturday, it's sewer.
Because if we take a look at what we've got for outstanding debt, we're pretty substantial through 2024.
What do you mean by substantial?
We have a lot of principal and interest being paid every year for our existing debt.
And the debt covered what projects, may I ask? It's a whole list, you need.
2022, $9 million for the plant upgrades, the $3 million for the sewer line replacement at Swiss Beach.
So that's been accomplished,
They
right?
have the article for the 6 million, but it hasn't been, it hasn't been contracted yet, so that's.
But see,
not
that's,
yet. I mean,
hold on, you have that, I don't have that.
no, because I went to the Treasury Department to get it, because this is part of, sorry, it's part of capital planning, and you would have had it.
I haven't had a capital planning meeting in months,
Well, no, it's coming up.
thank you.
So that's, so part of this is saying, what do I have for debts? Here's,
I'd like to know something else, what do I have for funds to go ahead and accomplish some of the other goals?
well, that's why we need to say, what do we have in our enterprise account? I have no idea.
So I have a suggestion, I'm
About
sorry,
$3
Jimmy.
million.
We're back to.
I didn't mean to
We're
carry
back
on.
to Carrie to
okay.
give us some answers.
So I have a suggestion that we write maybe 5 priorities. Now, I put a list together when I first came on the commission of all the responsibilities of the commission, the things that are being tracked and so on. It was like 23 items long. And that can be updated. But I think what we should do is maybe each of us write our 5 top priorities. And I think maybe the force main, the Narrows force main is going to be number 1 for all of us. But I think Carrie's right that we need to keep these on the agenda
Every week, every
every
meeting.
week, every other week, and
Or at least once a month, any updates?
Every week. There's no reason to delay this at all. Let's just get the thing moving. Let's bulldoze this stuff and start moving.
See, I think every month would be fine in a workshop.
Then why don't we've got a workshop coming up in 2 weeks, why don't we, all of us bring in a list for that one of the priorities, or the ones that you feel are the priorities, and then narrow it down to whatever
We think we can handle?
and do as a regular basis.
All right.
and you know, Scott should also give us a list of his
Yeah,
priorities.
oh, yeah.
Well, part of it is coming up. Budgets for FY '27 need to be done in January, February. January, December, January. So we should be starting to see from Scott K. what he expects his budget to be for FY '27. Because the budget is presented in Springtown meeting, which is March, April, one of those.
April, I think.
So, I mean, the budgets need to be presented to FinCom in February, January or February. So there has to be something well on its way, because we are in September, almost.
I thought Halloween was this weekend
Well, you're all purple.
with the weather.
Do you watch tennis?
Huh?
Yes, I do.
You watch tennis?
I want to go home and catch the 7 o'clock, so let's go.
Did you see Agassi? He's all in purple, including purple shoes. Totally in purple, with a shaved head. Sorry,
I didn't
another
see, I
topic.
missed him.
Okay, so for the workshop, you want us to come up with a list of our top 5?
Yeah.
Sounds
I mean,
good.
Or more, I mean, whatever, put together a list of things, not just the top 5, but any others that you feel.
Well, hopefully my
Because
top
that-
5
because
is
your
not the same
top-
as everybody else,
I
so
was gonna
that
say,
would
your
become a
top 5
top
might
10.
not be the same as Scott's.
There's going to be Olympic circle, the rings.
So-
We're going to overlap each other a lot of
Yeah,
times, and that's how
there's
you
gonna be,
start.
but we can get it down, and, you come up with the other things, there may be something out there that we're missing right now that should be on it. That's all. We can all shoot it down then.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to my list of stuff,
So I've got-
23 items, and
Yeah, I've got a list of
Go
that
back to
too,
that,
I just
too.
don't have it with me. Okay, going forward, I put established meetings with director and commissioners. Now, essentially, all this comment is for is that after having that meeting with Scott and Kerry the other day, it is just reemphasized the fact that it's necessary for everybody's benefit, to work out something. Now, Scott is pretty much available most of the time, but, he can't do more than, for the open meeting law, he can't do any more than 2 at a time. Now, how you want to set that up or do that, I don't have a specific answer or direction at the moment. And I think whoever wants to get together with whoever else and go in to talk to Scott. Let him bring you up to speed on things.
so we don't need an agenda for these meetings, just.
We don't.
No, not with Scott, no, that's
I think
just- that's
Scott should
probably direct it.
direct it, invite, rotating groups of 2.
Yeah,
So it's never the same 2 people meeting with him. And I think it would just help communications, find out what's going on at the plant, see what he's looking for, we can tell him what we're looking for, and iron out a lot of the stuff that we spend time going round and round with.
Yeah.
Here at these meetings, maybe we can just take care of it at any questions, anyway, at those meetings.
So that's up to us to
Yes.
initiate then? Okay.
If you would, please. And we need to ratify the GHD change order that we voted on because it came in
Yeah.
unanticipated.
And we can't keep, these can't be the last-minute additions to the agendas. If it wasn't, if I didn't pick it up, it wouldn't be on the agenda.
I know that. I forgot it. Just that simple.
We do
Well, thank
this.
you,
I
Sandy.
forgot it.
Thank you.
Forget the-
I forgot it.
Forget the ratifications all
I
the time.
forgot it. I understand it. I
Duly
forgot to
noted.
put it
Make
on.
note. Make note.
Forgot.
Is this the same
I
group
did
we
have a
talked
note, I
about-
just didn't look at it.
Is this the same group we talked about the pipe we need the estimate on, or?
It was a different thing.
Okay.
It was like a garage door change or something, I can't remember
Yeah.
exactly.
Let's see, it was a 48, under 48 GHD, change order 2, to extend, extension to June 26.
Right.
For CWP work, extension of time, ratify at the next meeting. So it was for extension of time.
That's all it was.
Well, that's right. Move to ratify.
Seconded.
Discussion?
Move to ratify GHD change order number 2.
That's right.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we don't have the director. He is out. Unanticipated. I have nothing. Does anybody else have anything?
I do. Today in the mail, I received my sewer bill, and in it was this nice blue notice. Anybody else get it in their mail today?
I didn't go to my mailbox today.
All right, so I'm reading it. It says, "You will also list, we also list projects on the town's website. Please visit wareham.gov under the sewer department to, we will continue to clear, okay, here's a list of projects. Well, I went down wareham.gov to the sewer projects, and what I caught up with, minutes. It didn't give me my projects. It says sewer project, and it gave me all my minutes. I don't know who puts this out or who tests it to make sure it's valid. Then it says visit wareham.gov for a complete list of items that should not be placed in toilets and sinks. Didn't give it to me. I had to go down 3 different layers to find a note saying, don't put in, personal items and stuff like that. To me, if we're going to tell a general public to go look for something you don't put in it, you give them all the steps in order to find it.
Yeah, that was all right in the front of the old website.
Well,
It was a menu items on the left. That was one of those
They
things.
changed the
under the
website.
sewer
I didn't have
department for a
anything to do with that.
complete list of items you should not be placed in toilets or sinks. Okay,
Small
So wouldn't
children.
one of our critical success,
For large children.
so wouldn't one of our critical success factors be proper and accurate communication?
That's right.
oh, I'm not finished yet.
Oh.
Yes, you are. We're
Oh.
done. We
One
understand.
item.
No,
Doesn't make any
need
difference.
to contact us. Sewer commissioners at wareham.gov. I sent it out, it failed. It failed.
Well, I don't know where that sheet came from to start with.
I don't know who put this
I
out,
don't-
but
I
we
just-
can't
I think we
continue
just
to
said the
put
same
out
thing. I said, so I think
information
the first,
that's not
we'll bring it
verified.
down and ask Scott where it came from. I don't know where it came from.
One more thing. I don't know why we're not using WPCF at wareham.gov for all the communication, but that's another issue, but it says, the agenda is posted, the sewer commissioners are held twice a month on Thursday at 6:30.
So we change it. Obviously, it's wrong.
Wrong.
The whole thing is
So
wrong.
this has just gone out to every one of our sewer users.
Okay, well,
And I said the same thing 6 months ago when I got it, that this was not, there was problems
Well,
with it. I
because
don't
we
know
didn't-
who puts it out.
But see what I'm saying, Sandy, it's a problem back 6 months ago. We didn't correct the problem.
Because I don't know who puts it
Well,
out.
either do I. So I think maybe now that if it's a hot issue, we gotta go find out who does this.
It
Give me,
may-
can I see that? I'll find out tomorrow. I mean, this is something that's gonna be very simple
But
Yeah.
to me,
to resolve.
if it's going to.
Where did this
say-
come from?
If it's going to
So
say.
we just
con-
find out where it came from and
contact-
put it in correctly, that's all.
If it's going to say
That's all.
contact.
We'll just update
Let
it.
me finish. If they're going to say contact your sewer users, then the sewer commissioners, then the sewer commissioners should be writing that.
I just said proper and accurate
Yeah.
communication.
It's very simple, yeah. Thought-
This is one of the
thought it
things
very
that can be
succinct.
easily
Months ago.
solved. This is one of the things that can be easily solved with meeting with Scott Kay. One of the little items. This is small. This is small change here.
I think you're right, Sandy, and at least
Yeah, you're right.
review of it
We
before
should,
it goes
have
out.
looked at it before it was shoved into
That's right.
everybody's bill.
1,000% correct, I agree.
So well, you can see I scribbled all over my copy.
It's okay.
You can have my copy.
I'm gonna steal it, I'm taking it. All right, I will get on it tomorrow.
Well, you can look at it from a new set of fresh eyes to see
But I
what you
just gotta make
find.
some phone calls, start with a couple phone calls, find out who sends this out.
I'm guessing that the town probably contracts with a company that does billing,
Yep.
but they will only send out what they're told.
They're
to
given.
send out, and what information they're given. If they don't write it, someone's written it for them.
Yep.
All right,
Okay, next meeting, September 11th. Meeting workshop, 1 o'clock at the plant.
what, is that, that's a Thursday, right?
That's a Thursday.
9/11.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, that's right.
wow.
Whoa. Do not come by plane.
The last year I was teaching, I asked my students, remember how you felt on 9/11? And they looked at me like I was from another planet. They were all about 7 years old. So,
I was in the airport that day. I was right behind, I was the third wide body, right behind the first two.
Really?
And they pulled us in. And our plane was set to go too.
That's scary. I had a friend who was going to going to the LA, and they made him land immediately in Chicago. And and he says there was several people on the plane who were praying. And so he says there's a good thing they landed because they were ready to do something. At least 6 people. Wow. But that was scary. Anyway, I make a motion, we adjourn the meeting at 7:47.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
We'll see you 2 weeks
at
from today.
7:47.
7:47, I know,
Yeah.
that's,
God.
that's in bad taste. 7:48, let's
Putting
make it
all together
7:48.
here.
Are we off?